What is up, everyone? How is it going? It is Friday. I'm going to show you guys what I wanted to show you last week about the scarcity crisis. I've talked a little bit about it. We're also going to look at what's coming up today. We have some pretty big launch pads. I've been talking to some people, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion of what and how you guys can play the Launchpad narrative. So I'm going to give you that. Also, if you guys want TA, wait to the end of the video, because if you keep throwing it out, I'm going to get distracted a lot because I'm ADHD to the max. So I hope you guys are doing really well. Hello, wherever you guys are in the world. Don't forget that you can definitely do one thing by liking and subscribing to the video to help me out. Now we're going to look at a lot of stuff today. I'm going to try and go through all of it in a, very concise fashion. So stick with me, stick to the end. I'm going to show you all the stuff that I've been talking about on Twitter, but actually give you some more explanation, and I will look to see your comments as well. So make sure that you're doing that. Great to see everybody here though. Nice to have you. So let's jump right in to what I want to do. So I'm going to shrink myself down. Hey, bye-bye, coach. And we're going to throw up the chart. Okay, so let's get the chart up here. Now, what I want to show you guys in terms, not just a scarcity crisis wise, but I just want to show you this, to give you the perspective of what's actually happening. Because here's the thing, a lot of people are saying it, but they're not explaining it to you guys. So if have any of you felt recently like, like no one's really explaining a lot of the stuff that we're talking about? Because a lot of people say that. I love shrooms too. Oh, shrooms are good. Yeah, fun. All right, now let's jump right into this. I'll go over this for a minute, and then I'll explain what I was seeing in the market. So first thing I want to talk about before we get into scarcity is what's happening from a Bitcoin dominance perspective, and why scarcity may cause us to drop down further first, because people will think it's too expensive before we go and reach back in. But what we're seeing right now, as I talked about, is that bearish retest, meaning that we got below the level, we retest that level, and now, as you can see, we're starting to drop down. Don't be surprised if you see us at 52, by the end of April, mid-May, maybe end of May. We're going to see us in this zone, okay? And we're going to jump into this zone, I'm sure. And if we get lower than 50% dominance, this is like it might dump really fast, kind of like what we saw last bull run, where it kind of just shot down really quick. We might see something like that again, where it shoots down into this area. But when it does take profit in this area for alts and go into Bitcoin, because the dominance always comes down and bounces. Right, let's have a quick sec. I'm a great man. Well, thank you. I try to do the best for you guys in my community. I try to help you out. Looking good with the shades. You guys like these? Oh, just so you guys know, Heal by Pete Evans, I actually was given from the company, real pairs of sunglasses. So what they do is remove blue light. So as you guys can see, there's lots of light usually in my face, and it started causing me to have eye problems and stuff. So the team actually saw that and sent me these. So I have quite a bunch of pairs that I'm going to be giving away. So if you guys are actively commenting and liking the videos, I will be doing this and sending it to your personal address. And if you don't want to give me a personal address, don't apply, because I have to send it to you. All right, sick. It's live. Holla from Cali. What's up, my friends in Cali? Where are you guys at right now? I'd love to hear, just or see where you're from. Okay, so scarcity crisis. What does that mean? Well, we talked about crypto quant, right? And I was kind of getting into that. I want to explain what scarcity means. Scarcity means that there's not enough for everybody. There's a supply and demand issue. But people keep talking about that for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they don't actually explain it to you. So I did the crypto quant. We did our crypto quant overview in the last video. So I'm going to show you how I use that to see where is there scarcity and how we can use that. And we'll do it quickly, because if you watched the last video, great. James Smith, thank you very much for joining as a silver member. You're my bro. All right, rose-colored glasses. It's just blue light blocking. So if you guys like it, let me know. We're good. Great to see so many people from all over, from Manchester, Arkansas, Australia, Ohio, Texas, Silicon Valley, Malaysia, Boston. Man, it's so cool to see how many people from all over the world come into this amazingly tight-knit crypto cult. Yeah, I call it a cult because it pretty much is. Because if you're not in it, you feel like you're an outsider and you're not as cool. Well, that's basically how it is. You guys are all on the inside, so welcome to the family. Oh, nice. There's a Mexico guy. I look like the guy from X-Men. Oh, what, the guy with the lasers? Okay, so scarcity crisis. Let's go right back into it. I don't want to take all your guys' time. So we see that miners are actually not selling as much Bitcoin. We see that from the charts. We also see that a couple other things. So there's many indicators here. You guys should take your time. But exchange flows can tell me where is scarcity. So how do I know there's a scarcity issue? What do you see on the inflow versus outflow? I keep seeing these big spikes down. And the other day when I did the video, the spike down to here looked pretty big. Well, look how big this spike is on that one. This is today. So, or maybe just yesterday, but this is like a huge amount of crypto being taken off of the exchange, meaning that someone is buying. And I've been telling you guys for a long time, there is Google buying. There is Apple buying. This stuff is happening OTC, so you're not going to see it in the market, but you're going to see it on these charts. This is where you can see where the OTC is being picked up. Very, very important to know that. Okay, the inflows and outflows don't just tell you when people might sell or might buy. They can tell you where huge corporations are buying hundreds of millions of dollars. This is alpha that you guys can definitely pick up on and use by just looking at these charts. You see exchange reserves are dipping. So now I know that there's less and less Bitcoin exchanges to buy. And when we get that FOMO rally, the retail guys, you know, all the new people, your friends that are actually finally maybe starting to get their first coin, you know, all those people are going to make money. So they have to make money first. So we got like, what, 4 months for that to happen, 5 months for them to make money. Then they become the experts. Oh, I'm so smart. I'm going to tell everybody to buy Bitcoin. When we get to that point, that's when we get close to that top. But we're going to see Bitcoin and everything continue to dwindle down and become less and less supply because people will all be buying it. Remember, we have 8 billion people in the world. We have 21 million Bitcoin ever, and we know that 4 million of them are lost, and we know that we still have to mine about almost 3 million. So, for example, okay, it's a little bit less, but you know what I mean. So we have all that. There's not enough for everybody. Scarcity issue. People are getting to the point where they're like, oh my God, I want to have Bitcoin. I realize it's a big thing. Tesla's in, Google's in, Apple's in. Oh God. But we were in before, and this is only going to escalate. And with COVID lockdowns happening again, as much as they suck, guys, this is fuel to the fire for crypto. Every time there's COVID negative news, Bitcoin goes up. Crypto goes up. It's good for us. Don't look at it only as a negative. There is a positive out of that. Okay, let's see. Cult of Cool. I like it. Bangkok. So we got Bangkok, Singapore. We got England. Man, it's so cool. I literally have half the world watching somehow. I guess this is a good time. When Apple and Google news will be released. They'll release this news, guys, when they have accumulated all of the Bitcoin. So remember, Tesla took 2-3 months to accumulate all the Bitcoin that they bought, and then they told you after, and usually 30-45 days after. So you might not even hear about them buying or even have bought until summertime, okay? That's normal. That's kind of, and they have to report that. So it's something that you'll know. You'll be told. They will have to report to you. Okay, let me see. Would love more trade calls in the members Telegram group. Okay, we could do more trade calls. The thing is, right now, trading, like, for me personally, I'm not doing as much trading because I'm not looking to make 30% trades, 40, 50% trades. I'm looking to spend more time getting more of these ICOs, getting more of these IDOs, getting more of the token. Why? Because they have a higher upside. So risk to reward right now, you're better off looking at trying to get into those. Does that mean I don't trade? Absolutely not. The bell trade that is there, it's going well. And I will put trades in, but guys, I'm a swing trader. I don't put in 1,000 trades. You don't need 1,000 trades to make a lot of money. Okay, just keep that in mind. All right, question. Bulgaria, nice. Do you sell 10% of your alts, 100% of your alts when BTC drops? No, I never sell 100% of anything, ever. You guys want a strategy for that? I'll give it to you in a sec. Let's just look at Ethereum's crisis now. So we see that obviously, you know, there's less and less on the market. So that's the first indicator. So we look at Ethereum and we're seeing the exact same thing. What is this telling us? Well, it's telling us people are buying Ethereum, a lot of it, and taking it off exchanges, putting on a cold storage or a MetaMask and keeping it off of the exchange. Not your keys, not your crypto. Okay. But when we see outflows getting out of the exchanges are increasing, and we see again that the price is going up, expect to see that correlation more often. Okay. And then the last thing, like I talked about in the last video, was the exchange flow data of stablecoins. And as I said, if stablecoins drop, guess what goes up? Bitcoin and Ethereum and other alts. What happened? We got to the highest amount ever. We dumped off. Now, what happened? We see the number starting to creep up a little bit at a time again, and we will see it probably surpass that. Why? Because the more stable coins sitting on exchange, the more chance people will buy, and every single dip, those are usually going to be buying it. And when we saw the dip, it actually was $2 billion of stable coins reserves on exchanges were no longer reserves on exchanges. They were actually bought into crypto. So it's just interesting. And I just want you guys to have that full perspective. Okay. Let me see some questions now, guys, if you have some. Coach, thought on Card Starter? Very bullish on Card Starter. I've been talking about it since pretty much the start. Myself and Wolf told everyone, these are the things. These are expensive now. They'll be more expensive later. We were comparing Polkadot and Paid and stuff. And we said, get in these ones. They're cheap still. You can afford them. And then Card Starter did a 5X after that. That's just kind of what happens, though. Do I have any allocations for my club members coming? Potentially, yes, but I don't talk about that in public. And the reason why, well, simply, I can't. So I'm not going to break agreement. So we won't talk about that. Cool computer glasses. Thanks, Axel. Again, guys, you can win your own pair. I have a bunch of pairs of these sunglasses that you guys can win. There's different sizes, so if you're like, a smaller faced person or a bigger faced person like me, you have to use a big one. So it's nice. Definitely going to give them away for free, of course. Just comment, like, and subscribe, share, do all the stuff that you got to do. And I want to give some out to all of you guys, and I will definitely do it at random looking at it. So thoughts on Marsh? I've told you guys, Marshall, okay? No tokens being released for the first 4 months means that if you're patient for the first 4 months, near the end of the first 4 months and the third, fourth month, you should see on Marshall Moon, because there's no more circulation. And as it gets more traction, more people will buy it, and there won't be people to sell it because the sell pressure is pretty much gone now. So that's why. Okay, before I take on more questions, I'm going to just finish off this little segment on scarcity. So scarcity can be looked at in a very simple way. Go on Crypto Quant, go on to the flows, look at the exchange flows, look at the exchange is dumping or pumping in terms of the flow, meaning that if the flow on the exchange is pumping, if there's more and more, that's not good. It means more and more potential people will sell. On the other hand, if it keeps dropping, more and more people are holding. More and more people hold, less people sell. Less on exchanges means they're not going to sell as easily. All these things are factors which will lead to scarcity. And when that happens, will not happen yet. End of summer into the end of this year, after the fall dump, which we always have, fall dump, into the end of the year, October, November, we will have the retail FOMO rally. It might come earlier, you never know. But we're going to have that rally. And when that rally happens, whatever you're expecting now, whatever these 100Xs feel like amazing, remember, we were doing 100Xs on $40 million raises last time. We're doing 100Xs on $2 million raises. It's much easier to do. Our top 100 currencies right now are all $1 billion market cap. This is the time. It is starting now. And this is why you're seeing scarcity, and more people are going to use Ethereum. Why? Because Ethereum, the biggest thing about it is it's the only legal smart contracting cryptocurrency in the United States. And unfortunately for the rest of the world, the United States has copious amounts of money compared to everywhere else. Not everywhere, but for the most part. And because of that, Ethereum will always have that leg up. That's why big funds are buying Ethereum. They're not buying DOT yet, and I'm sure some of them are, but that's why they're buying Ethereum. That's why I'm bullish on DOT and Ethereum. I'm bullish on Ethereum because I know it's legal. It's currency. It's not a security. Everyone in the SECs go with it in the US, and that makes a big difference. Okay, I'm going to go back and look at some questions now. What's going on with Public Mint? Public Mint has also a 2-month delay, a 2-month cliff from private sale, and it's probably just holding back on some stuff for the end of that second month. which I believe, let me just check, is coming up in a couple weeks from now, in about 3 weeks. So in about 3 weeks, you can look, or 2.5 weeks, you can look and see what Mint is doing. I assume right now, if it's around $1, I believe it was, that it will go up a lot more before the end of that release. Usually they do. Coach, I need the shades so I can pump my look. All right, man. You want them shades? You just do normal things. You know what I mean? Thoughts on Mobify. So Mobify's fundamentals look good. You know, people dump because if you look at the tokenomics, it was kind of heavily weighted to the private side, not for seed. So those guys got a lot of their tokens and they dumped. But that's a good thing, okay? Because you want to get the sell side pressure out fast before the market pumps like crazy, and then they get their tokens, and the tokens are worth 100x, and if they sell, it's a huge impact on the market. So as much as these 100x's are great, sometimes a slower grow, hit that floor, and then go up is a much better, healthier way to do it. It just depends on the hype around the projects, okay? Now, I know what you guys want. You guys want picks. I will be on tonight on Banter, so you guys can check some picks out there. But let's just show you what I've been looking at. So Eternity, I told everyone, look to buy Eternity right around here, $29, $30. Yesterday, it got all the way back to 42, 43, and then it's coming back down. Right down to that support we see right here. Honestly, guys, Eternity is such an easy blue chip. Just buy and like relax and don't do anything for a while, and you'll probably do really well. Looking over at cards, so someone was asking about cards, guys. It's just mooned super hard. Like the thing is, like, to tell you to buy it now, you can, but remember, from when it released, it's up like 62x. So, and that's from public, right? So that doesn't mean there's anything negative about it. And they do have really cool projects because they're going to be a Cardano. They're going to. My brain just totally farted. They're going to be a Cardano Launchpad. So because of that, you could see some real value there. DFIT's mooning. I never really understood the whole concept of DFIT. Like, it just didn't click with me. So I didn't go into DFIT. I like that, how that works overall. But it's just one of those things that it's really hard for me to wrap my brain around. Do people in your Diamond membership tier get access to private sales? Well, I guess the only way to know is if you do sign up to Diamond tier, because I cannot talk about stuff like that. All right. Do you think Boston's auction? I don't know. Boston's got a really big raise, and I don't know. I wasn't sure about it. I like the project. I wasn't sure about that from a tokenomics raise point, so I didn't go in. That's nothing to take away from the project. I really liked it, but yeah. All right, let's see some questions. Thoughts on Pokemon? I bought on $51. Guys, Pokemon, not Pokemon. So cool project. Definitely done really well for people that invested, but it's not Pokemon. And I don't foresee projects like Pokemon being here in 12 months. So I just didn't go in. Occam will be card starter, but better. Honestly, who cares? Honestly, doesn't matter. Whoever can get the deal flow matters more than who is the launch pad. Guys, get it, all of them. I've been saying this for a long time. It's not a competition. Compete with yourself. Stop competing with everybody else. Stop looking at everyone else's wallet. Stop doing all that shit. Seriously, stop it. The first thing you should be doing every day is look at your own wallet. Looking at how you can improve yourself. Because if you start comparing yourself to other people's wallets, you start trying to push yourself to their level and you're not there yet. Or you're trying to go down to someone's level and you're not there yet. You gotta stay in your own level, in your own mindset, and you gotta do this your stuff yourself. It's a lot easier if you do this stuff by yourself than if you do it any other way, basically. Questions, thoughts on the future of Rune? Honestly, I think Sift Chain's a better investment than Rune right now because Rune is just like 1000x at this point from private sale. Does that mean it won't go up more? No, it probably will. But for me personally, if something's up 1000x, maybe it will continue going on. Their tech is amazing. But then you got Sift Chain, which is a lot of similarities. It's kind of, Sift Chain kind of took what Rune did and made it a little bit, like, kind of added new features and things that you can do. So that's something also to keep in consideration, man, that Rune can do well, but I think Sift Chain is like the sleeper that when it comes out on mainnet, it's going to blow people's minds. Have I checked out Unfederal Reserve? Yes, I have, actually. I actually talked to the team. They wanted me to be an advisor, but it was early stage and I was so busy. But they're really nice guys, and I think that they have the right mindset, and they really work hard. So that's what I can say. I don't know too much more than that. Thoughts on Anarchy X as the CMO? I don't usually shill projects that I have a team on. Just I don't think that's right. I don't like when teams do it, so I don't do it. But in general, Anarchy X, guys, like we started this thing a long time ago. If you farm, do any of you guys farm on BSC or ETH? Do any of you farm or do LPs or any of that kind of stuff? Right? So, you know how boring it is you find the farm, you farm, whatever. So this takes farming, you build a team together, you all put money into different upgrades for different things in the game, but all those upgrades and things you do in the game actually boost your APY as a group. So you play against other people, and it's kind of like Wall Street bets. So it's like, we're going to pump this coin or whatever, right? That's kind of how they did it. Well, this is like, no, join my team, and we're going to, play the game and make our team super strong so we can beat all the other teams to win special NFTs and to win, better APY and all this kind of stuff. So that's Anarchy. If you guys farm and it's boring, Anarchy will make it very fun. And that's kind of the point. It's like esports meets farming, meets NFTs, meets gamification. It's really fun. So I can't wait for you guys to try it out, to be honest, because I think it'll be a good one for all of you. Okay, let's get some more questions in here. Thoughts on ShopX? I'm an advisor to ShopX. They have massive stuff coming. Buy the dips. For real, for real. Like, seriously. It's insanity. Okay. Am I bullish on Solana? Solana is a really fast, really well working blockchain. So that's something that's key. I really like that. I don't like Solstarter as much because they won't let anyone who doesn't support Solana only, which was kind of odd. They actually told this to a couple of friends. So there's so many questions about coins, guys. I'm going to have to figure out which one to go with. You guys are amazing. Thoughts on Super and Cellframe. Okay, so Super Farm, I believe, has had quite a sizable dip, to be honest. And let me just be sure that I'm right. And apparently, Super Farm, I can't spell. There we go. I hope this is the right one. You know what? The thing about Dex tools, I wish they would do better, is they would actually have the scam coins have someone watching for the ones that aren't real. Yeah, so it had a nice size correction. It's probably a good opportunity to buy. Like, this was a really nice higher low to buy on at around $2. Now, honestly, you look at these types of corrections, right? And you go, how far did it go down? Well, it went down 58%. Like, guys, look for those in bull markets. Look for them and just buy them. I swear to you, it's funny. You could probably take a very little bit amount of risk, like $100 or something, and just chuck them into these things. You'll see how often when they dump 50-60% that you actually end up winning those trades. You'll be surprised in a bull market. In a bear market, don't do it because you'll lose all your money pretty quickly, though. All right. Yes. I was waiting for someone to ask me about Shisha. I freaking love this project, man. You want to know why I like this project? I'll give you really good perspective on why I like this project. I should move myself to the other side. So Shisha launched, and it launched. It launched around $400. It's right now around 800. Now, what's cool about Shisha is basically they had an LGE, which basically you could put money in to get liquidity tokens, which you then lock in for 2 years. And what do you get for that 2 years? Well, those people that did that then basically have connected themselves to the CEO and the company, which is the CEO is the co-founder of Alphabet, billion-dollar tier 1 fund from crypto, is the CEO. And the people around the project are super well connected. So basically what you're doing is you're getting into an ETF of DeFi. It's like a DeFi ETF. That's what you got into. And they will actually, as by having your stuff staked and locked up, they're going to invest it for you as a billion-dollar fund. It's basically what it's doing on a very simple, granular level. So, yeah, Shisha, man, you have nothing to lose. You buy Shisha, you stake Shisha, you get all the tokens that they actually invest into and into a DeFi fund. It's really interesting, man. Seriously, and they didn't raise funds for this. They just did an LGE. You lock in your ETH or whatever for 2 years, and then it runs. So very interesting concept, something new, and I really liked that. I really like when they do something brand new. Frog DAO, honestly, I don't know. There's too many DAOs now, and there's too many meh, DAOs. But yeah, digital reserve currency, DRC. Don't know that one very well, so can't really make too much of a comment. Student coin, I think we're getting too shit coiny right there when we're talking about stuff like student coin. There's I've seen these before. They're just they're fluff. They're fluff with vaporware that promise things that never end up happening. And honestly, this is something that I've gotten very good at over time is how to just smell the BS. How about BitClout? BitClout, look, Chamath was on talking about BitClout. Like, look, all the tier one funds are talking about BitClout. Like, obviously, there's some more to it than meets the eye. I'm in. You guys are probably all in. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fun. We'll have good times with BitClout, definitely. Now, why hasn't Cardano pumped with the Ethiopia deal? Things take time. Usually, they're priced in, and we do know that Cardano has pumped in the last month and a half, 2 months. So that's very likely what it is. Okay, Cellframe. Well, guys, you guys know there's been a lot of FUD around Cellframe. I will say that straight up. There's been a lot of FUD. People have been FUDding the crap out of it. And I think it's just a little bit of fear. And what I mean by that, by fear, is people FUD when fearful. And so that's normal because here's what it is. I love KSM. I love DOT. But I like tech, man. And look, these guys have a working blockchain with a parachain, which already has projects building on it. So Cellframe is legit. They didn't raise a ton of money. They raised what they needed and they launched. And right now, if we're looking at it as a buy opportunity, right on that support, it was a 52% correction, it's a 50% retrace. This could be the time for you to maybe score some because they extended their tokenomics, which means there's less tokens in circulation every single 2 weeks, which also means that the price won't have as much a fluctuation because of it. So it's good stuff. Nick Garcia, can you look into Yay? Okay, I'll have to look. I have no idea what the hell that is. PlotX, tiny microcap. PlotX is the first project that I worked with as the market started to get hot, to be honest. And I advised them. I'm still advising them, but the thing about PlotX is they had the issue with Ethereum and the gas fees, and it made it impossible to actually place a $5 bet. You can't. But if we look, they've done a lot of work over the time to get that rounded bottom and to start the uptrend. And now they're at 30 cents. So they're doing well. That's 6x from private sale, and their last release is actually in 4 days. So PlotX will have all their private sale released in 4 days. So what that means is there's no more actual flooding of the market of tokens, and they've been developing lots of cool stuff, and they're pushing their platform to the next level. So really, former CTO of Nexus Mutual, CEO, good team, working hard. We'll see. They're definitely never stopped working hard. This is a hard-working team. And once that prediction markets really go, I could see PlotX doing some big moves. Welcome to Bronze Coach, Andre. Nice to have you here, man. Okay, how can I open a crypto exchange? I come from a small town, people. Why do you want to open a crypto exchange, Dalton? That's more of a question. Like, there's 500 crypto exchanges. You don't need another crypto exchange. Let them use Uniswap, or if you need to cash out, find a local exchange that will do it. There's definitely going to be a local country exchange that you can cash out from. I would highly suggest not doing a crypto exchange because there's a lot of liabilities and risks, and there's a lot of competition. And if you don't have the connections, it's not worth it. To be really honest, you'll lose more money than you make. Okay, Unlock Protocol. Haven't really looked into Unlock Protocol. Definitely will. My thoughts on the future of iOS. Look, iOS right here on my next page. So while you're asking, I might as well pull it up. Look, iOS is just sitting in a range right here. What does a range mean? Well, very simply, it's just stuck like between here and about here. Okay, it's been stuck in this range, like bouncing up and down, not being able to clear it, right? What I mean clear it is you see the body of the candle, not the wick, not the long sticky thing, but the actual body has to close above. So we've tested once, we've tested twice, can't get above it. Then we rejected and we test down here and we can't reject it. So I'm just waiting for us to stop that rejection stuff and make a clear uptrend. So we need to see, and honestly, I don't like the way this chart is. I could see it coming back down to $1.50 one more time before it comes up tests twice, and then breaks out. But I'm going to see that that's going to happen. And if it does catch some type of support here and breaks out, we could see it do that. But I'm much more inclined right now to see this likely come back down and retest one more time around, $1.50 and then go higher. And that really will be dependent on the market. But that's what I'm seeing. I'm more inclined to say that will more likely happen. I'm not in a trade for iOS right now. I'm in since IDO, sorry. So I'm patient. I'm just going to wait. I would buy more here, and I would buy more once it closed above and retested $2.30. So those are two trades that you could look for. Questions. Apollo, I never understood Apollo. I invested in Apollo, and it took me like a month before it came out, and I still couldn't figure it out at all. There's too much confusion. And honestly, when something's confusing, do you guys ever use it? No. Does it ever work out? No. So what do? I cut that shit. That's it. Guys, don't be emotional about coins. It didn't understand it. It was really confusing. I cut it. That's it. Done. And I don't cut things like that. But if I can't understand it, I cut it. Literally, if you guys follow that basic principle, you'll get yourself out of so many scammy, shitty projects. Okay, seriously. That's all you have to do. Is just, does it make sense? Blank is cool. It challenges the thing about Blank is it's challenging like the system, right? It's like, yeah, you want to cut us off and not be anonymous and stuff. Well, too bad. So it's an interesting one. I think it'll definitely do well. Long term, harder to say, but definitely do well for the shorter term until we see what actually comes out. RSR, baby. Let's look at RSR. You know what? Let's look at some charts here for a quick second, because I love my RSR and I love my BNB. Oh, look how beautiful that played out. Look at that. Remember, we're looking for this zone. I did say it around 485 to 550. People were laughing at me because we were down here when I was saying it. It's going to go there, guys. And if we get what I expect to happen, we're going to go up here. Imagine BNB being like $1,000, like $1,000, literally. I could see it happening, man. That's the craziest shit ever to say it, but I could see it actually happening. How are our parachains or KSM? KSM's doing great. DOT doing great. Everything looks really bullish to me. What also I'm seeing here in the predictive side is we're predicting that we're going to go up on the Tenkan and that this is going to either flatten out. It was going to go up and then flatten out, which is showing me it's still very bullish. We're bullish. We're bullish. We're bullish. Everything is really, really nice. We have the 21 confluence right here. Tap off of that and bounced off. So we're looking good, honestly. DAW looks really, really healthy. So does Strax. I mean, I've only been telling you since 40 cents to go into Strax. This thing's going to go higher. So keep your eyes on Strax. Don't sleep on it. And then keep your eyes on ecosystems. This one's looking ready. Like she wants to ready. Atom at some point is going to break out and go for that, like, that 1414, 1618 around like $45 to $50. So it won't surprise me in this run to see it there either. And then we're still looking for about $1.80, $2.90, $4, something like that. If we get a crazy bull run ending blow off top, 88 could do something silly like $7. Like, I know it sounds crazy to say, but in irrational markets, stay irrational a lot longer than you can perceive. So just remember that. Solana, been on an absolute tear. Had you bought on the deviation breakout? Well, you done really good. It doesn't seem like a lot, but Bitcoin's gone up a lot since that point too. So you make a lot of profit on both sides when you're trading BTC pairs. And then sharing another blockchain project with millions and millions of transactions going on every day. Lots to be looking forward to. So we have all of our other projects. Fala, done crazy moves. EWT, talked about this a couple weeks ago, saw a couple comments. It's almost ready to really, really break out and go. We got the bullish Kumo twist. We got a bullish TK cross. We're above the 21-day MA. Our Chiku span is bullish. We're almost about to clear out of this cloud. We'll likely see something that happens. Either we go sideways through this cloud like this, bang, 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 or we just kind of come sideways through it and then start to break out and then do something like this. Could see it happen, guys. So EWT for Bitcoin, great. And then EWT outside of Bitcoin, it's already ready to go. That trade is activated. So if you guys were watching, this trade is active right now. So I said, wait for it to clear this level. It cleared the level right here. It retests, so we're in the trade. Now we're a little bit down. Doesn't matter. It will retest, dip. If it dips even to here, I'm totally comfortable with that. And then we let it bounce and go higher. So EWT is definitely a screaming buy. HNT has been something of beautiful things. The last few months I've been botting this thing. Look where it tapped, the 6618. You're going to see a lot of these 6618s which don't make sense that have been done for months and months ago. And you're going to see many of them hit. Okay, right back to comments, guys. I'm ready. Let's do this. Luna dip. Anytime Luna dips, you should grab some. BSC pad made a killing on it. And honestly, like, it's just going to do really well because it's getting a lot of the good projects and they're collaborating with the right people. Cadena chain is really a project which, like, if you're patient and you're okay to just like put some capital away and do it. Amazing. Now let's look at Mobify. Mobify is at it's kind of bottoming out here. Might be a good opportunity to buy soon. They're introducing LP programs and stuff, but as you can see, it's kind of bottoming here. I would not like to see this go lower. If it goes lower, again, you're holding some from any reason, I would just probably like think twice about holding it because it's a new project and it launched, and if it doesn't bounce and start going up soon in the next couple days, I would be concerned, to be honest. No matter what the tokenomics say, doesn't make a difference. Okay. Question was, how do I feel about, what was it? DAOs. So Shadows, it got that FUD. There was a bunch of FUD that hit Shadows, and it started to dump. And I think like it's probably over at this point. Not over like the project's screwed or anything. I think the FUD is over. I think it's kind of bottoming out here. You can see because it's not really like pushing down harder anymore. You see like it's kind of settling off a bit. So I would like to see this kind of level, go sideways for a couple days, and then start to break back up. But remember, SNX did stuff like this too when it first came out, and then it mooned. So we ought to be patient with investments, always. I'm very patient. So those, I took my initial out like I take on all of them, and I'm going to leave it and see what happens. Because if it pulls an SNX, if you had a $5,000 investment in those now, that could be worth a lot more later. So these are the things that you just kind of have to fathom and think about. But those is literally Synthetix on Dots. And maybe because Dots not launched yet, it's not as pumped yet, or not pumping yet, but it probably, I will have its time. Okay, Omi, I love Omi, guys. A lot of people think because I love Eternity more than Omi that I don't like Omi. I like all the NFT projects. I'm a very big NFT guy. If you guys have not paid attention, you probably would know that. I'm very big into NFTs. I don't trade NFTs because I don't have time to do that right now, but I do believe NFTs are the future, and I will buy the collectible versions of them and farm them on Eternity. Does that mean that Omi's garbage or other ones aren't? No, I think all of them are great. It's the ones that are doing something valuable and valid. I just think Eternity is doing something that nobody else is, which is why I think it's the best of the best. Also, working with all the celebrities and making real videos to confirm and letting them use their own. The big part is letting them use their own name, their own stuff, and get rewarded for it. And if they don't reward themselves, they're going to reward the freaking charity that they like. It's awesome. So I don't know how anyone could not like it. Audio, I looked at it like a few days back, and there was a trade and I didn't go in. And so that's my thoughts on audio, is I don't want to look again because it's just a bad reminder of what I should have done. We all have that, even me. Lab's a really cool one. Room, option room. I know some of the team. Like, look, there are so many projects out there, guys. And honestly, right now, it won't really matter exactly which one you get. You might get a 5x versus a 100x, but you're still probably going to make money in a bull market. Remember that, okay? So you can't really make horrible decisions unless you literally go into scams. Like my boys, you know who you are. Yes, you boys. You guys know who you are. Starve you. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I'm calling you out live on a live feed. My boys are probably just laughing right now. Veracity. Okay, so Veracity is a project which is absolutely monstrously mooned. What do I mean by monstrously mooned? Well, I've been a part of Veracity for years, but this is monstrous moon, okay? This thing went up 40x from February 5th. So 2 months ago, you bought a bunch of VRA 2 months ago is right here. You would have made about, 30x or 20x something. So Veracity is doing really big stuff with the esports and gaming side of things. And honestly, like, I wouldn't sleep on it too much because I think they're going to shock a lot of people. It's Eternity working with Tom Brady's autograph NFT. I honestly will not be able to comment that if I knew anyways. So I'll leave it at that. 5x is terrible compared to 100x. But honestly, guys, are you really upset about making money? If you are, go slap yourselves and quit crypto. That's straight up the truth. Yeah, now let me look at some other stuff. L-Pool. So a lot of people are talking about L-Pool. They're like, yo, L-Pool, they got their their new interfaces up. Everything's great. What's happening with L-Pool? Remember, you only go on an L-Pool and you can literally earn money by staking L-Pool. You can earn all these other cryptocurrencies. It's really cool and it's actually very profitable, as much as you may not notice. Mixing is actually starting, I think, today. So go on to staking.launchpool. Wait, no, it's here. Let me just go there. Go to staking.launchpool.xyz, and then you guys can get in there and you can find all that you need to do. And this doesn't want to load, so let's just skip off that. Okay. One thing,